Okay, what's going on, people? We're having a little bit of technical issues here. With my business partner, he's having some technical issues getting on. We weren't here last week. We was on another platform speaking. How's everybody doing this? It's all clogged up. How's everybody doing this evening? Um, we'll talk about some few things that you probably already know about and maybe need to be re-educated about, knowing about why are you in business if you are in business. I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell if you are or not, if you're interested. But one of the things we want to let you know is that you don't have to be locked in to a desktop. That's all. You don't have to be locked into a desktop. You don't have to be locked in with today's technology. You don't have to be locked into anything. You have to understand there's tools. I mean, yeah, tools, devices that let you be mobile, and this is what we're going to talk about. Okay, so stay tuned. See if Kent comes back up on here. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Kent, but he's got some problems. What we're doing is talking about how you don't have to be locked into a laptop or any device to do your business. There's a lot of people living the laptop mobile lifestyle, run their business anywhere in the world. All you need is an internet connection and a device to do that. A lot of people are doing it, with the uh, people quitting jobs, people quitting a lot of different things because of what the internet has provided, what this pandemic has done to a lot of people's business. It has allowed them to work anywhere, anyhow, anytime. A lot of people disagree with that. A lot of these employees don't like that because it interferes with their traditions and how they can I don't know, keep tabs on people. So many people want to keep tabs on you about a lot of things. It's ridiculous how we got such control freaks in the business arena because You know, we just do, and people need to understand that we're living in a different time today. Especially your Gen Zs, they're not hearing it. They don't give a damn about you guys, baby boomers, Gen X's, about your your attitudes about working in the office or none of that mess. They understand. They don't want to compete. They don't want to commute. They don't want to do that hour commute back and forth, traffic. They don't want to play the politics of the office. They don't want none of that. That's why I got into it. I wanted a lifestyle where I could work anywhere, anyhow, anywhere. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's just how it is. People need to understand. Now going back to that business model's dead. I don't know why people don't get that anymore. So I'm wondering what's going on. Oh, let me see what's going on with my business part. Why is he? What's going on? Yeah, it's crazy. One thing about technology, I love it, but sometimes it can be a pain in the ass and slow. That's what you gotta be up on your computers and your devices when new software comes, and always be up on it to upgrade the software, or it won't work properly. And right now, I'm working on my Mac. I got a better connection, seems like, than the Wi-Fi. What's going on? Okay. What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Not much, man. When's the last time you updated your laptop?
It was
It was
Thursday.
Thursday.
Huh. I don't know, man.
I think it's
I
more
think
of a
it's more of a
Firefox thing
Firefox
than it
thing
is
than it is a
Windows thing.
Windows thing.
When's the last time you upgraded Firefox?
That
That
was
was
about a week and
about
a
a
half
week and a
ago.
half ago.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's either Firefox or it's your Wi-Fi. So I'm upstairs now in the office on my Mac.
Uh, Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know because I had to upgrade a lot of stuff on both my Mac and my iPhone because they had some new updates. They had a new iOS update come out. I was just gonna see how that working. Um, I just on here telling them, we were on another platform last week. How did you like that, man? Last week, be honest.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot
It's a
going
lot
on.
going on.
I know she got too much going on. when you're gonna have somebody special to talk about, that's all. That's all you should have. You should have 3 or 4
Yeah.
people on there on a panel like that, and it was not a lot. I thought we was gonna be featured, but the way that was set up, we weren't. I don't think I want to do anything with her like that no more. It's just the way she has
Mm-hmm.
stuff set up. You can't promote it.
Yeah.
You know, until she changes something.
Yeah. And it's just too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, you can't. She don't even have it recorded. She talking about, well, I could. I'm like, well, why don't you upgrade your software? See that one of the things that get on my nerves, especially with us, we do not take the time to get the proper tools to do business, and then act like we don't learn. And if it comes from us, we really don't act like we want to learn. But that's here nor there. Like I said, talking about you know living the laptop mobile lifestyle is really why I stayed in business, and because you can work from anywhere, and with the current market situation on the job front, they're having a hard time even filling government jobs right now because people don't want to work in the office. People don't want to work in the none of that stuff. Like I said, we said with this before that COVID changed the game on how people choose to work, and the Gen Zs ain't going for the office politics. They're not going for all that shit that we did as the baby boomers and Gen X. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I know, and I know folks here, especially here in the central Ohio. The Intel factory plant coming. Within the next 2 years and all, but that's still factory work. Yeah, it's silicon, but you're still doing factory work, and their policies and procedures are not going to they're not going to change because of the intricacy of making computer chips now. They well, you and I've worked in factories before. You gotta meet that mule, or you gotta meet that certain quota before your shift is over. If you don't, you're going to work until you meet that quota. So it's still the same. It's still the same policies, procedures, and restrictions now for those who want to do that. Do that. I just know that's not for me.
Well, I see a lot of that stuff. You're not saying this to anybody, but I see a lot of that stuff by the time they get it up and running and started. Uh, that's gonna be all robotics. What they're gonna need is coders, people in IT that run the robots. That's what they're gonna need. They're not gonna have the traditional factory work that everybody thinks. You're gonna have to be IT savvy, understand how to make those robotics work. That's where the job market is going, people. So if you think that if you're not trained in that kind of job market, you're not gonna have a job. Just plain and simple. It's gonna be more
Right.
sufficient to have robotics for some reason. For a reason, they can run them things 24/7. They don't get tired. They don't get sick. They don't want vacation. That's where that's gonna go. And a lot of people don't understand that part of this baby boomer that I part of belong to, the earlier ones don't want to recognize it or don't want to tell people because they want to fill certain jobs, but they got to be honest and say shit's gonna be in robotics. Most stuff like that is going to be. It's more cost efficient. What's your thoughts on that?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's going. Well, I can even attest to that in my in the line of work that I do. You know, we speak constantly to professors, or not professors, but healthcare providers and members. But more and more, and this is not a surprise to me, but it is on the increase, and this was before the pandemic. I'm hearing more and more providers that I speak with that are being outsourced. They're being outsourced to the Philippines. They're being outsourced to India. You know, and because it's more cost efficient for companies. So eventually, for folks in my line of work, we will be out of a job. Now, I'm not complaining, but for folks who are, that market is such that everything is either going to be automated or it's going to be outsourced to international areas.
Well, even those
And that's going to happen sooner rather than later.
Even those jobs are going to be automated because they're going to look at countries that could be more self-sufficient as far as the technological aspect. And they're not going to want to hire people because even those people are going to want more money, more pay, more benefit. You know, outsourcing is fine, but it's not all in all because they finding out those people want things too. And when you're dealing with people, no matter where in the world, they want the comforts of having family, being back with family, being able to do things with time back. And this is where this whole thing about laptop and mobile lifestyle comes into play, because with those type of devices, you can work anywhere in the world. You ain't got to be dependent. The biggest problem in this society is that we got a lot of old baby boomers and some Gen X's from Trump. They act like they gotta watch everybody what they doing and they don't trust them. But then get out there and do this shit yourself. That's the problem. You got people like Elon Musk telling their employees, well, if you don't come back to the office, then you're out of a job. Fuck you, go. I'm out. I don't need your job. The Gen X's, the Gen Zs are telling him, I don't need you. You come in here and do this shit yourself. The market's changed.
Right.
And if you think that I need to come in there in the office, put up with your politics, your BS, this is a new age. COVID showed us. I don't need to be in there with you. And the more things that they understand, that all these older managers better realize that. I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, and everybody always still want to down social media, but social media ain't the problem. Social media ain't the problem. What causes social media to be the problem because it's a disruption in most people's traditional marketplaces, and they hate that. That's what the problem.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's as we discussed on the show last week on Dr. Stephanie's show, but we've been saying since probably since you've been doing the show that social media and the internet have leveled the playing field for folks who want to start their own business outside of the traditional business or for having a job. Um, and I've always said social media and the internet yes has leveled the playing field, but I think with this influx of COVID that whatever genie that the internet bottle came out of, COVID smashed that bottle, and 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 it's forever changed how we're going to work, how we're going to interact. What we do, not just in business, but in our day to day lives. It already has, and there's no going back to the way things were.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like I said, there's an ego thing that's tripping off of these older people. Um, like I'm doing some changes on how I do, setting up ways, strategies for my businesses using processes and automation. So I have to work as hard. Ain't nothing, I still hear, like that guy that was on the show on the platform we was on last with the beard sitting there, you know, that there's a problem
Yeah.
with with those kind of guys. They so old school, talking about hustle. They like to use the street term because they think it makes them hip. It makes them relevant. No, it make you hip or relevant. Problem with that is ain't nobody trying to hustle. Ain't nobody trying to be uh grind. Hey, you see that with the hookers now, they coming online. They getting off the street using technology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all can get mad with me about that, but I get solicited all the time through Instagram, and they got talking about, well, click on my show and see my dance. What do you think they doing? You know,
Exactly.
they taking their business from the rough street grind to the internet. Is safer. They ain't gotta be exposed to no pimp beating their ass or a whole lot of different things. They ain't gotta work with who they don't want to work with. Same here. We have the ability to work with who we want to work with, when we want to work with, and who we don't. You know, I haven't really done a video all week, but I'm still getting exposure through other stuff. See, we're trying to get people to understand it's not so much it's the content and videos the equalizer to the content that you need to employ. Because that content runs over and over again and you ain't got to repeat yourself because it's done. If it's done right, if it's done exposed to the right elements, people gonna see it. And you ain't got to worry about always putting out another video. It's just the same way in network marketing when they talk about building a team. You build a big enough team and that team exposes that you work yourself out of show the plan. Well, it's the same thing here, but more efficient because it's more it's faster in that way because because you ain't got to take the time and go set up a meeting or build a team in that aspect. You can show people this is what you need to do to expose your business. Here's the platforms you need to do it. And this device for that, and be done with it. We're reaching more people with this show because we're marketing to many instead of marketing to one, or prospecting to one. And we're using platforms like Facebook pages, Facebook profiles, YouTube, Twitter, and etc. Why do so many people want to work so hard? If you want to call me lazy, so be it. I'll be a lazy motherfucker not to have to do this shit. What's your thoughts on that, kid?
Hey, man, I can dig it with 2 shovels.
Yeah. You guys got a work ethic that's outdated, old, and it's gonna put you in a stressful situation because that's the way you've been taught. If you've been taught that, you can be untaught and learn how to leverage. I'm like this. I told every network marketer, big money maker, if I can't leverage it, I ain't doing it. I don't care what y'all's rules are. I don't care what your procedures are. If I can't leverage it using social media and internet and all that, I ain't doing it. I ain't working that hard. I don't want it that bad to have to do it that way. Being honest. If I can't do it that way, I ain't doing it. Ain't no job, ain't no money, ain't none of that shit worth it if I can't use this medium to do it. Ain't worth it. I'll tell any diamond in any organization, y'all full of shit. I'm not doing it that way. I'm not chasing nobody about my business. You either connect or you don't. It's that black and white with me. You know how I am. You know how I am about certain things.
Right.
You know. I get on. I get on different news feeds and talks with different people. I don't know if you knew about the one I got on with Tracy Walker. She's something else. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the name up. I don't really care. She had, she used to be in this thing called Empower Network.
I saw that. I did. Yep.
Okay. I guess that's a sore spot with her. And when I mentioned that how Amway influenced all the other network marketing companies, she got upset about it. Then she wants to say, "Well, you don't have to say that." And I said, "You don't remember the time when they said just like Amway, but better?" Well, it was. She got upset about that and wanted to bless me out and say, "Well, I don't need you to say that on my page." And I told her, first of all, this ain't your page. You don't own shit. Let's get it real about ownership online. One of the things you got to understand, people, this is why we teach building your own list. Somebody that was in her position should know that. Instead of using it to my this, my that. I don't know. I said, first, and some people agree with me on her page. So I said, you don't have to, you don't own shit here. I had to tell some other young chick that before. But she got upset because I said I wouldn't spend $1,000 for an iPhone. She got upset about it. She wanted to say the same thing. I said, First of all, you don't own shit here. Mark Zuckerberg owns this. People, let's get it real. You don't own anything on social media.
Okay.
This ain't your platform. They allow you to use it. To be safe, you should build your own away from social media using email marketing. This is why we stress that. Okay, everything I do goes back to my list.
Right.
For all you people that are supposed to be gurus. See, there's a influx of women out here, and they got the right to do that. But there's a lot of insecurity with women. A whole lot of this movement on single mom thing and all this other shit. And anybody that, like me, male, especially of color, comes on there and says something that's contrary to their statement, it gets taken wrong. Because they're sensitive to a lot of things on how much they still want to prove how much they are the guru of things. A lot of them are sensitive to a lot of different things. They got this thing talking about, well, it's a man's world. No, it's a manhood world. Okay? Like I tell you before, my whole purpose was never, okay, never to get on social media really to make friends. I got on social media to do business. Now, in between the time, if I do make friends, it's fine. You gotta have that attitude. Women, contrary to what they want to believe, a lot of them are still caught into the play along to get along. I don't work for nobody. Okay? I ain't gotta play along with nobody. You don't like what I said? And I even told her, you don't like what I said? You got two choices. You either go block me or make your pages on here private. Because I said once you're public and making statements and saying stuff like that, people can get on here and say what the fuck they want to say. Contrary to what you
Exactly.
It's public. And when I asked her about the founder or whoever, this guy named David Wood, she got upset about that. I said, did that fool lose, didn't he have a breakdown? I said, that was public too. If it's public, you got no reason to get mad. She got mad because I think she lost a lot of money. Well, like you see, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know? So it ain't got nothing to do with me.
That wasn't your fault, you know.
It ain't my fault. That's something she did. She put it out there. And it was on a video she made. So, you know, once you make that video and talk about that shit, and people don't remember, and then you make statements and stuff like that, you can't get mad. This is public domain.
Right.
But that's the I don't know. That's what we're in. That's where, you know, she's a little bit too old to get upset like some youngster from that's 20 or 30 years old. But too many people want to be liked. One of the things this is something else I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you noticed this, Kent. Why is there so many gurus jump from one thing to another? And then they call it streams of income. You ever notice that? And most of the people that come,
I've seen a couple do that. Yes.
Well, she's one of them. She went from this Forex thing to some vitamin T thing. Now back into this investment thing.
Okay.
To me, that shows instability in your business. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I've never, I've never thought about doing myself doing anything like that, because like you said, when we were talking about being lazy, being quote unquote lazy earlier, that's if you're in one thing, you do your best to learn an area instead of going to the next shiny object that you see, or the next trending thing that's going to be so popular for this amount of time. I've never been that way.
Me either. She mentioned that I dislike the industry. I said no, I don't dislike the industry. The industry got me into exposure to entrepreneurship. I said what I dislike is the right wing attitudes, prejudice, bigotry that permeates the industry. That's what I hate. And it does. We've seen it firsthand.
Yes, it does. Yes.
It's not the industry, the people that it brings into that I dislike. And y'all fall in a place with them motherfuckers because you think you gotta do it to be successful. I ain't got to do shit. That's what I hate. I never said I hate the network marketing industry. It's helped me into entrepreneurship. Like I'm gonna reiterate, I hate the right wing political bullshit that infests the industry. Total difference. If you don't see that, then you're the one that got the problem. Okay? I don't have a problem. You got the problem. I'm gonna have a problem in your perspective of not playing their rules. Fuck their rules. I don't work for them. Some of y'all act like because you are IBO, want to mention that name, IBO, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. How do you? This is the thing that nobody can answer. Why is it that I mentioned this before? Why is it that every time you got the books of Rich Dad series are talked about, everybody knows everything except for the 8 new rules of money? Why they know? Why they know every?
Okay.
I don't care. Everywhere I've gone, every network marketer, everybody in the industry have failed. Most 90%, I should say, everybody. There's a few that have, but 90% of the time they don't know about that book. There's not a lot of critical thinking, and they want to call themselves business owners.
No.
What's your thoughts on? What's your thought on that?
That's very true. Yeah, well, it reminds me of that song, Cult of Personality. It's like everyone says in the network marketing industry that it's your business, that you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. But it seems like there's a personality that you have that they're trying to gear you towards, whether as to whether you should interact with cross line, or or if you go a certain way without talking to your either your sponsor or your direct look on. If it's going to be beneficial to your business, and and there's no legal or there's no unethical thing going on, what's the big deal about seeking seeking some seeking some advice or counseling from someone who's not in your direct line of sponsorship?
Because because it's going against their whole philosophy of what they're teaching, and it's geared towards a job. It's geared like a job. If you look at most network marketing companies, as I said just to her, in her platform, most of these network marketers are from poor, especially white, underclass folks, and some poor black people that have no business sense,
Mm-hmm.
never been exposed to business, um, or if they've been exposed to business is through having a job, because they have an MBA. So don't mean they're regulated under a mandate of slavery shit. Plain and simple. So when you're mandated that way,
Yeah.
you come into the industry and somebody has to tell me how to do this. You follow procedure. What you should just see. My biggest thing, it's the same thing that happened with me in martial arts. And my influence has always been, everybody's heard me say it, been Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee went against the grain of everything in the martial arts, from the old masters, and I understood that. So I took all that influence. Once you learn how things go, that's when you learn to break it. And people don't like it when you do that. You learn to break the rules to fit your own agenda.
Yeah.
People don't like that.
Yeah.
But I really don't care. And when you mention stuff the way I talk in certain aspect, it breaks every agenda, every ideology that most of them are taught to. I got into it one time with Diane Hawkman when I mentioned her. When I met her, I've mentioned this before. She got mad she got a little touchy. She asked me, "Well, do you?" I remember this day. Do you argue with
Mm-hmm.
leaders all the time? I see if they talking a lot of bullshit. Yeah, I ain't impressed because you a leader.
Mm-hmm.
What is a leader?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They can be very ecocentric.
Yeah, it's an ecocentric industry. That's a great terminology. People smelling their own shit because they have some success. Um, then they use that and say, well, you gotta be if you want to be looked at as a leader. Looked at as a leader is being yourself and telling the truth. Quit saying stuff because some bitch said it and you repeat it because he wrote a book and you ain't got enough nerve to put it in your own words and to dissect it so it fits who you are and attract the right people. That's what all this attraction marketing is about. This is why we tell people, even when you build your list, make a hard copy of that, because you don't own anything on that platform either.
Oh yes.
That's where you gotta watch when you talk about ownership.
Exactly.
And I keep telling people,
Yes.
like, your house ain't an asset. These are the kind of things we try to educate you on. I tell you what you need to do. We try to educate you. You're gonna do what the hell you want to do anyway. We can't tell you what to do. We can only educate you on some things. It's up to you to make the decision what you want to do. It's too much work. It's too hard. It ain't worth my time to try to persuade you to do anything. All I do on this platform of me and Kent do is educate you. You make the decision where you want to go that way. Some of y'all, especially the black community, because we of color, don't want to take our suggestion because of that, because we are of that community. Some of y'all got that attitude. If you got that attitude, go to the man that ain't doing nothing for you in the first place. Because at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit. I'm going to do me. Kid's going to do him. And we're going to continue to do it the thing this way and attract the people that get us. And that's all this is about. That's all this whole platform's ever been about. A lot of people don't get stuff because they're looking for some security. That guy that was on the thing last week. Remember the guy with the beard?
Yeah.
He kept saying, when we mentioned certain things, I don't. Well, hey, that wasn't even about whether you believe something. That's irregardless. That's not how the talking point was supposed to be about. Who cares what you believe or don't believe? Well, he trying to convince you. He trying to give you information. People get education because they've been trained through this system to educate you, to persuade you. I'm not educating to persuade you about nothing. I'm sending out education and let it persuade you whether you believe it or not. It's on you. That's what people think.
Right. Yeah.
Chasing people. Nope. Back in the day. Go ahead.
And it's totally get that concept. You meet people where they're at, but it's also incumbent on that person once they receive that knowledge. If they want to pursue it further, they meet out. They continue that dialogue with that person who passed on the information, or if not, then I say this is not for me. Okay, then we can part and move on. But if we're going to move on, then let's move on so we get to this next level on how to show you how to do your business or whatever that we're meeting on. We're meeting on so we can both move forward.
There's a saying that you have to empty your cup to taste my tea. A lot of people don't want to empty their cup because their cup is so overflowed that they were brought up to think, and it ain't working for them. And see, I've never of the notion that majority rule, because majority is usually manipulated and brainwashed to think a certain way. And then you hear things like, well, you got to be a follower before you're a leader. Then how long you gonna follow before you go become a leader? Some of y'all get caught
Exactly.
in a follow mode so much you don't
Exactly.
speak out about nothing. So a lot of people don't know if you're getting something or critically thinking on your own about anything. You see it so much still today online with somebody they look up at and they don't challenge them about nothing. I don't
All right.
look like we're coming to the end of this session. What's your thoughts on all what we've been saying, kid?
Um. Oh, I can't believe it's an hour past already, man.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all coming on. As you know, Greg and I, we do the Sunday chat stuff for folks who want to start their own home based business, or for those who have already to get to help them leverage their home based business through social media. We're on the various different platforms from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. If if you're serious about getting your business elevated to the next level, reach out to us, because Greg and I have the cookie to get you access to the tool. We also know that there's more to life than just business, so that's why we talk about various different things on this Sunset Sunday show.
If you want to get more information that's outside of social media that I don't share on there, subscribe to my newsletter right here below with the lower third. You can subscribe to that. We also have another training that me and Kent learned from on Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock. You can register there. Okay. Let's see. This platform also is transferred to a podcast if I can find it. I can never find this thing on here. Oh, where is it? Oh, well. I go find it. Oh, here it is. That's our podcast. This will be uploaded to the podcast.
Podcast.
Who missed it? If you want to share it out to people, by all means. This is what we do. See, like Kit said, we target more so on an educational basis. Whether you have a business or not, don't matter. That's where we will start off as a target item. Then we go a little broad with certain things because the world is based that way. Get people into the forum to hear some things so they can relate it to whatever they're doing. So, like every Sunday I see, people, I know you got to go to work tomorrow. But don't let that work put you in an early grave. It's not worth it. Learn to leverage, buy back your time. Stop paying a whole lot of taxes. Learn to be efficient. Because as Kent said and I said, you pass away, the job will have your job in the paper replace you before they have your obituary. And on that note, my name is Greg Smith, business friend, business partner Kent Robinson. We're here every Sunday.
All right, y'all. It's Kent Robertson. Bless you.
Every Sunday, 7:30 right now. People, peace. Take care. We'll see you next week. We out.